Okay, so I just finished another run while studying. Right now I'm studying this book called The Structure of Magic by Richard Bandler. And today we were working on the learning objective that I identified as being able to identify a person's deeper structure of meaning versus surface structure of meaning. For example, if I say, I struggle speaking up in meetings and I don't know why. If we were to break that down by asking questions such as, what is it about meetings specifically that I struggle to speak up in, or what is it specifically that's contributing to me struggling? I might break it down even further. I might say, oh, I'm afraid of being judged, or I'm afraid of saying something wrong, which tells me that saying something wrong means that I'll be judged. But there's something further than that. There's something deeper than that, which is, what does it mean to be judged? What are the consequences that I have for being judged? And then I might say, oh, well, if I'm judged, then I lose out on connection. Or if I'm judged, then I'll be seen as insignificant. These are deep structure meanings that cause pain because connection and feeling significant are some of the 6 needs. And so some of the basic human needs that Tony Robbins talks about. So if we break it down and I get to that level, then what I'm saying is, okay, so for me to lose connection and for me to feel like I'm insignificant, then I need to be judged, or I need to be seen as saying something that doesn't make sense, which is a conundrum because I am not in control of how other people perceive me. I am not in control of how other people perceive what I say. And at the end of the day, what I really want is connection and to feel significant. And so once we break down the deep structure, then we can illuminate potential reframing or future framing. So by saying, okay, what would it look like if I was able to speak in a meeting and not be judged or not be seen as saying something insignificant or that doesn't make sense? Or I could even say, what would it feel like to say those things, to speak up in a meeting regardless of the outcome? And then, I might say, oh, well, I would feel really confident and authentic and congruent with what I really want. And then by imagining that future scenario, I am creating that feeling in my body, which is something that we want to cultivate here and now so that I could do it in the future. So all in all, summarizing, the learning objective was being able to break down a conversation or break down what somebody is saying, break down a map from a surface structure to a deep structure. And then once identified that deep structure, creating opportunities for a reframing of what that specific scenario could mean in the future. At the end of the day, it's about creating opportunity for us to feel what we want to feel when we want to feel it, regardless of the external circumstance. The most powerful thing that we can do is by giving us back the power in fostering the feelings that we want to feel in our bodies. Anyway, I'm out here. It's a beautiful day, sunny day in California, doing a nice neighborhood run, learning, growing live, baby. Bye.